Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Open Mouse Podcast. And with myself, Professor Jazz, and my co-host, Dr. Scorpio.
What's
We
going
have a
on?
special guest tonight, Mrs.
Yeah.
Gemini. You guys welcome, and say hello.
Hello, how are you?
Oh man, it's good to have you on here. It's good to have you on here. First of all,
Thank you for having me.
yes, no problem, no problem, no problem. I just go ahead, Jess.
No, I just wanted to say, so today we just wanted to bring our special guest. She's actually our first one that we had in this podcast. So we wanted to go ahead and educate you on, different people in the sex industry and just different things that they do as well. It's like a business like anything else. And we brought the perfect person here, Princess Gemini. I've been doing a little research on her, and she's got a few things. She has movies, she has a book out. But you know what? That's enough. I'm gonna make sure that she talks about everything that she does. So go ahead, Dr. Scorpio. Say what do you want to say?
Well, I mean, first, you know what I'm saying. I just want to thank you for what I'm saying again for being with us today. I know you said you had stuff going on, so your schedule's pretty busy with all the work and stuff you got going on. So I appreciate you, coming on here with us today. I just wanted to really get, kind of like an introduction on you and, like what you, feel like will be the best summary for who you are and what you do, maybe where you come from. You know what I mean?
Um, so I'm Princess Gemini. I'm an award-nominated actress, model, adult actress, and an author, and I also am an event planner. I host parties in New England and in Las Vegas. This is Secret Life of a Housewife, Peek Between the Sheets. This
Mm-hmm.
came out about 6 months ago. It's the first in a series, and the second book will be out by the end of the year.
Okay. Okay. That is amazing. Okay. Um, I don't know too many authors. Why don't you give us just a overview of like why you even became an author? Have you always been a writer or something? Or
It was just a goal of mine to write a book, but I've been part of the lifestyle community for 14 years,
okay.
and I
Okay.
and Princess Gemini kind of developed in the lifestyle brand through the lifestyle of a little bit a book about some of the stories that I've experienced in the lifestyle, like one on their wedding night. Not many people get to do that, so that's
Hmm.
stories in the book.
That's
Got you.
true. I mean, um, what made you write that book?
Um, do it. It was a goal of mine, and you can't really accomplish anything unless I just did it. So I check it off my bucket list.
Understandable. Understandable. So you said you was in the lifestyle, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, for
swingers
like 14 years.
lifestyle. Believers. Um, we joined the swingers community for like 20, and we've been in the swingers community for about 15 years now, 16 years.
Got you. Okay.
I've been in the adult industry for about 8 years. For
Oh, wow.
8 years and 8. And I also did 3 movies on Tubi, called Pinterest, Diaries of a Unicorn. The third one is Memory by Bobby and Renee Peoples. They're a local. What do they write? They write scripts. They write their own scripts and produce their own movies.
Okay.
Out here. Sorry, I put COVID, so I got a little brain fog. I'm trying to remember things.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
So you've been doing it for a while. What actually got you to go towards that, the industry? You know, what started it all?
Right.
So I was playing with one of my good friends back in Rhode Island, and a fan. Well, I guess you could call him a fan at that point. One of the people got video playing
Yeah.
and put it on Pornhub, and I don't even watch porn. Someone telling me that I was on Pornhub, and I woke my husband up and told him Google Princess Gemini on Pornhub, and it was that video with her, and it was her birthday that weekend. Oops, sorry. And her happy birthday. I was like, happy birthday, bitch, you're a porn star. We played the video on a live TV, and that's how I told her that we were on Pornhub. She stayed with her job. She's still in the lifestyle, though. Bliss.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
That's
interesting.
dope.
Okay. You know,
So,
it's like, go ahead.
oh, okay. It just a question came to mind. So, they say the whole pineapple thing is really a symbol for swinger events or swinging couples or whatever. You hang the pineapple upside down. Is that a real thing, or is that just something people be saying?
The swingers community has latched on, and it is now.
Oh,
Right. Right.
So yeah, if you'll notice, a lot
no.
of put the pineapple. They do it.
Right.
You can see
Right.
some of them on take videos of it, so they promote themselves.
Got it. Okay. So how many movies have you done since you started this?
I've been in. I've been hired of the main BBW porn companies.
Oh.
Done like at least 4 videos for each porn company. Some of them, depending on who it was.
Right.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Makes sense.
And
Okay.
I own, because I own my. We shoot our own content, like event models and actors and stuff throughout the established Twitter community. And then we
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, it's crazy because everybody that engages in the lifestyle, and just generally, I mean, when I say the lifestyle, I mean more so just sex work. You know what I mean? So there always is an origin. It always comes from somewhere. Some people, like I've heard stories where people are raised around people in the lifestyle where some pimping and hoeing is going on, or or mama just was a prostitute. You know what I mean? And then they end up kind of wanting to engage in the lifestyle later on based off of their environment or whatever was happening with them.
means
Yeah.
that the lifestyle in Vegas, is more. And then if you look at the lifestyle on the East Coast in Rhode Island, there's actually a community. It's not just go and fuck. Here in Vegas, it's go and fuck, do whatever, or that, go have sex. There's not really a community. Everybody bickers in this fight. Rhode Island, there's a community. There's a where you can go and get some community is very much supportive out there. It's more for act and show.
Got you. Makes sense.
So this out here to me, this isn't a lifestyle community. It's more of a sex club community.
Got you. Make a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Okay. So, I mean, what really opened the door for you, really, like, as far as even being a swinger, like, what brought you to that point?
My husband and I have been, we were 11, and with a girl, it would only be fair if I had a threesome with the guy, and it just went off from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. That's pretty straightforward. I mean, I can respect that honesty.
I didn't think that
Um,
was his own life. That's for damn sure. And think
yeah.
it was gonna go this far.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we sometimes we don't have a plan, but the plan is always there. You know, that's how shit happens sometimes. That's interesting though, man. It's really interesting. You know, I've seen a lot of people, you know, who are in the industry. Like I said, they got so many different backgrounds. So you know, yours just is totally unique to you. You know, some people have like these crazy backgrounds. You know what I mean, with all this rough shit going on. And then some people, like I said, they just grow up around people, and then they actually, you know, get attracted to the lifestyle, or kind of just brought into it, or born into it. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
I came
you know, definitely an interesting story.
into it very young. So when I came
Yeah.
into it, we were like 21-ish and trying to be in a lifestyle where the normal age coming into the lifestyle is like 35, 40. So we were like, and we came into it and experienced some things that people shouldn't experience. So we grew up in a lifestyle, really, if you want to put it that way. Most people don't grow up in a lifestyle. So working with promoters and club owners and we seeing the dirty
Okay.
behind. I think I look like everybody at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
That's
did you
interesting.
just develop the name Princess Gemini after you started with the sex industry, or it was something that just people just called you?
Princess Gemini came out. Had 2 different Facebook pages, and Princess Gemini came out because I had my personal Facebook page, and somebody was going through my pictures. I made it, and my daughter was 12 at the time, and it wasn't appropriate, and I cleaned up my page, and also built a FetLife page. So I just made a Gemini. So all lifestyle to keep it separate from my family stuff. Now everybody knows everything because I was doxxed by Turtle Boy, a blogger in New England, and he gave out my personal information, my name, my mother-in-law's address, all kinds of stuff.
No.
And so it doesn't matter if they call me Nicole or Gemini.
Yeah, but that's bad. I mean, you know, they have to respect that, you know, because sometimes it's really hard to keep, especially so 2 different lifestyles. You know, you have your personal life, which is your family, your husband, your child, and your family. That's personal. And then to keep that separate from your work life, you know, being Princess Gemini, doing, you know, your book, your movies, stuff like that. How how were you able to keep it apart in the beginning? And because you said, you know, it was inappropriate, you know, it's already hard for kids to see something like that, but especially nowadays, a lot of their mothers are like on OnlyFans, and you see kids actually finding out that one of their other classmates' mothers is on OnlyFans because they seen a video or something like that. How did you react in the beginning when people started finding out, especially your family members?
So, like I said, I blog. It went around really quickly. My showed up at my door and handed me $1,000 and told me told him I needed help. So that's how they looked at it. Lost a lot of friends because my family has just kept me distant.
Oh wow.
Hidden now at this point. I'm the black sheep of the family, so that's how they.
Right.
Right. And I know that's like a risk. That's something that comes with it. I mean, that's a lifestyle that you're trying to get into, you have to realize that people are very judgmental, and a lot of people are not going to agree what you do, even though you're not going to view it like they do. This is something that you do. This is your business. This is something serious that you take. You know, and you wrote a book. You're author. You do events. So it's not just saying, oh well, she's done porn, or
Right.
she's in this, the swinger lifestyle,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's just, again, how can you handle that every day, knowing every time when you say maybe you had to tell every different family member when they said,
I didn't
oh,
tell
they
him. I
didn't
let
like it away. Go ahead.
that one more time.
No, I'm just
I
saying,
missed it.
it's like, how did they feel? Okay, I know they were very judgmental. How were you able to handle that with them? I mean, did you just say basically, screw them, if you don't like it, then oh well?
Pretty much.
I mean, basically, they're not paying your bills, so it don't matter, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Right. And if they're gonna pay the bills, then sure, I'll sit down and be quiet. But they're not, so I can't pay.
That's the thing, though. It's like, why are people being so judgmental? Because they don't understand. If it pays the bills, you gotta do what you have to do,
You gotta do what you
Yeah.
gotta do.
and they have to understand that. So maybe you're not the person that fits a 8 to 5 job, at an office. You'd rather do this. This is what you love doing. Why would they have to be? Oh well, she's doing certain things. Like they frown upon so much of anyone that does, anything in the sex industry. And again,
Right.
it's your choice.
Right.
First of all, you're a grown ass adult, so it's
Right.
your decision. But
And let
just
me
the
just say
backlash
this.
that you're gonna get, how do you overcome that?
Yeah. And let me just say this. We support all sex workers. You feel me? We don't,
Thank you.
look down upon anybody. We really do support people uh that are in all types of, variations of the industry, man. Whether it's just whatever, because a lot of y'all be risking y'all lives. A lot of y'all go through depression. A lot of different shit goes on. Nobody really
Right.
knows, what I mean? So it's always good to kind of just give light to, these type of situations, man.
Most people don't realize that we aren't just dumb hoes just decided we're gonna put a video camera up. There's a business.
Right.
We have STD testing. STD testing is an investment in ourselves per test. And work, you have to be tested every 14 to 30 days. And most people don't understand that. They think if you get tested every 6 months, that's okay. But it's so not when you hear STD, people freeze, and then my issues come into play with the lifestyle is I'm tested so often. I'm asking you when your test was, and then a lot of people will start to be like, "Oh, it was too old," and they get butthurt by it, and then they cause this whole fucking shit show. I'm an issue with the civilians in the lifestyle, and where most of the the lines get crossed. Sorry, my phone is starting to.
Yeah. Can you are you is the audio getting, try hard to hear it or anything?
I just got an email, not email, so I was just trying to get it out.
Okay.
And this is why we decided to have a podcast like this. We want to really educate people, basically anything that has to do with sex. A lot of people keep it behind closed doors. They really don't talk about it openly. They don't feel comfortable sometimes talking to their partner, or they're very close-minded. So that's why, we try to bring awareness, educate people. It's like, okay, like with you, it is a business. This is how you pay your bills. It's something that you take your life at risk every time. And it's not taken lightly, where, like you say, you just put a camera in front of you and just go at it. No, it takes
Like
a lot of work.
the OnlyFans people and the lawyers, just because they put a camera on, they're putting it and selling it on there. They're not being tested. They're not being doing industry standard testing. So you still have to be careful working with them. And question them in their tests, they freeze, or they don't have talent testing or clear testing. The LGBTQ center or the health center, most established models and talents, you have to have one that you pull up on a portal, and there's usually a box and they're green. For talent testing, they have 3 boxes, and it's a 7 days, 14 days, and 30 days. They'll all be green if you're clear for your testing, and then after 7 days, that line will go red. Some talents will not work under 7 days. So and then most companies do test it after 14 days if they're going to pay you on that last test, and it's just they cover their ass that way. So they'll be like, oh, you're in your very. But if you go past 30 days, very few talents 14 become. But every time you go past the 7 days, 14 days, and turn red. So you can pull it out and it do all that. Doctors test don't show that. And if they're paper tests, a lot of people, they can forge them, stuff like that, and give fake tests. And we've had that happen with the established talents and bringing them in from the lifestyle. They have done that. They've taken,
Wow.
yeah. So, and that also causes issues in the community. Both communities are, even community, they're really not, because there's a lot of on both sides of it.
Right. And that's something very serious. I mean, why, you forging those documents? You're putting other people at risk. Anyone that collab with or you're working with in a movie or anything like that. Why are you gonna put them at risk? I mean, I get it. You wanna go ahead and get paid, like you said. If you're clean, you get paid, and it covers them. But then you're just putting everybody else at risk. And you know, again, there's nothing wrong in getting tested, because that's what you should do, especially nowadays where it's more open to just basically hooking up. I mean, we have so many apps where they just straight for hooking up. You just go meet someone online. Let's go meet in an hour, and then you end up in bed together, not knowing who you're sleeping with, not knowing what they do, not knowing their past or anything. And most people do not ask how you got tested. Are you clean?
Right. That no one asks that.
No.
That other one I get, and I'm gonna say it here. Yes, you can get STDs for oral sex. That has the color pink, so you can get it through here. So that's multiple times, and it drives me crazy. I can't believe that adults are telling me you can't get STDs.
Yeah, that's
Right.
crazy.
They think they can't, but they could. Apparently,
Yeah,
yes, they can.
that's
Any
pretty crazy.
physical contact, whether by your genitals or your mouth, yes, you can go ahead and get it orally. People, again, don't think they can. They're not educated as much to even find out different ways that you can get it and what you can do to prevent it. A lot of people don't even want to prevent them, because, again, they don't like to go ahead and have sex with condoms, because, again, it gets you off the mood, because of the way it feels. But then again, you're risking your not just for diseases, but again, you could get a risk at getting pregnant.
And a lot of shame to ask them about their lifestyle, but they shouldn't be, because the models and talents going in in a week on a video, but it's required for work to be tested, to get tested more often to the story, and they're not judging. So that needs to be made clear. Doctors aren't judging. They don't really care. They're doing their job.
Exactly. And if it's something where they can go ahead and basically prevent it, get it cleared up, well, that's what they do. They're not going to judge. That's what you have. You have an STD, they're going to give you what they need to give you in order to clear that up. They just want you to be more aware next time, be more cautious. And again, it's something that's going around really quickly, and people are not being aware because it's been going around for years now, and people still hooking up without really knowing each other. They don't want to ask that question. They're afraid to ask that question.
Right.
Makes sense.
You don't ask, you're going to pass it off. Advice when they were little, it was awful to get. This is just like that.
Mhm. Mhm. And it is one of those things. It's one of those things where I feel like people don't understand. You know what I mean? Like the lifestyle. Like when I would say lifestyle, I mean just like casually, just dating and shit like that. Where people just are just in and out of clubs, or you doing whatever you're doing. That is something you should be asking someone also. You know what I mean? Just because you may not be, you know, like a model, or or you work in the adult industry, doesn't mean you shouldn't be asking people for their paperwork too. You know what I mean? You should be asking everybody for their paperwork. To be honest with you, you feel me? Because you know, I would agree at a point where every 6 months, if you know you are like consistently having sex with different people all the time, every 6 months, if you did that, I'd be cool with that, right? But like you said, in a profession, they want you to do this way more frequently. They want to make sure they're not liable for anybody getting anything. These are the strict regulations. You know what I mean? For what's going on, which I can respect because it holds a standard and it shows that like, you know what I mean, we are doing, we're in this adult industry, but we're not living like savages or something. Like it's not ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if people kind of, you know, it's a stigma about people about women. Like I think it was something we discussed not too long ago where I seen this viral post and it was talking about anytime a woman, you know, has to lay down or sell her body for money, it's not woman empowerment. You know what I mean? What would you say to something like that?
Can you repeat that last part real quick?
Yeah. So it
I
was this. Okay, I didn't hear what you said. What you say?
repeat the last part. You asked me what I thought, and my dryer buzzed, so I missed a little bit of what you said.
Oh no, you're good. So it was this viral post on I think it actually was on Twitter, which is now called X. And they were like, this person said, anytime a woman has to lay down or sell her body for sex, it's not woman empowerment. And I was just like, looking at what the people were saying, and everybody was basically like, yes, I look down on people and this and that and stuff. And I was like, wow, I can't really speak from a position of that. Obviously, I'm not a woman. And two, you know, it comes better, it hit different when somebody else from this standpoint can really like effectively communicate something. Like everybody in the comments just wasn't even talking about shit. And I'm just like, damn, like ain't nobody with the game to talk, you know what I'm saying? To say something like, but nobody was there. So I'm like, damn. So I'm like, what you think about that? Like, do you think that's woman empowerment or
A lot of people do pay what we are asking, and they do pay for the porn. So it's because it's a woman giving consent and controlling their bodies. But my other opinion on it is those the comments can't afford it anyways.
That's right. I mean, the way I was telling him, the way I feel, it is women empowerment. Again, it's a business that you're doing and you're making money off it. if somebody's gonna go ahead, you put a video out and you see people buying your video, obviously they're buying it because they want to watch it. They're curious. Something attracted them to your video that they want to watch it, so they're gonna go ahead and pay for it. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the same thing again. You go to an 8 to 5 job. You're making money as a woman. That's women empowerment as well, because you're there handling your business, paying your bills, just the same way like you do. You're making your videos, people are paying for it, and that's it. I mean, it's not
Mhm.
something that they need to go more in detail. World again, it's not a job, like to say, it's not. They don't see it as a career, so they feel like the sex industry would not be women's empowerment. But I feel like I do agree that it is. It is a woman's empowerment. You're in control of your body. You're in control of your business, of what you do, how you do it, who you do it with.
Mhm.
It's all. You're the only one that's in control in what you do.
The people that judge like people with their own bodies aren't comfortable about sex for it. And they're also the people that are judging very loudly but watching the free clips on Pornhub too. They just don't know that
True. They'll be there. They're watching your videos like, that Princess Gemini. While they're jacking off.
It'd be like, let me see. It'd be like, let me see what she got. Hold on, let me see what she doing though. Hold on. If I get a five, let me see
they
what
are.
she doing that. Okay. She like, oh, she could. Oh, okay. You like, hold
Alright,
on.
Dress right. She's ready.
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
have to get going in a little bit because my oldest daughter, is messaging me that.
Okay, no, that's
Okay.
but
Sorry.
right now then,
No,
I
you
would
okay.
like you to go ahead and just tell us any of your social media links that you want us to check out. Tell us a little bit about your book before we go.
All right. Yes, most definitely. My website is princessgemini.com. My Twitter handle is at Gemini with an extra N at the end of it. You can find me on Instagram, Princess_Gemini, Pornhub Princess Gemini, FetLife Princess-Gemini. My book is The Secret Life of Life on Amazon and Kindle.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely download that book then, and I'm gonna go ahead and read it. And I hope you do come back later on again for another episode.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
I'd love to come be live. Come see you guys in person when I'm feeling better.
of course.
Of course.
But
Of course.
I want to say again, thank you for coming by. Thank you for answering some of those questions, educating some of these people about your lifestyle, and hopefully that open up some people's minds and be less judgmental. Because it is a business, you get paid, and you love what you do. So there's nothing wrong with that.
That's a
Just
fact.
some people don't like what they do and they're unhappy, but they want to hate on you. That's okay.
Hate on the
That's a fact.
Right, right. So then, with
Alright.
that being said, I want to go ahead and thank everyone that's tuned in today. Thank you again, Princess Gemini, and thank you to my co-host, Dr. Scorpio. And with that being said, everybody have a good night, and I hope you guys